required skirting should be laid out on a protective sheet and the backside of the skirting coated with contact adhesive. Usually this will be a brush application, and it is important to note that it should not be done on the screed, even though there may be no flooring laid previously, as the overbrush marks of the adhesive when coating the back of the skirting will leave marks on the floor which are difficult to remove and will later profile or show through the sheeting that gets laid on top of it, especially once it has been stripped and sealed. From the demonstration you can see that although brushing carefully, there will be some overbrush onto the protective sheeting. The adhesive should be evenly spread on the back of the skirting with no lumps or thick pieces. When ready to apply the skirting to the floor, sheeting should be accurately marked on the floor with a straight edge, gauge or chalk line and cut back 40 mm from the wall. The mark on the wall to install the skirting to would generally be marked at 95 mm, where the skirting is actually 100 mm, to allow for slight compensation on the uneven floor and uneven wall. Adhesive should then be applied by brush onto the floor and the wall up to this mark and to the edge of the sheeting on the floor. Once the adhesive is set off and dry, being a contact adhesive, the skirting should be accurately fitted to the chalk line on the wall, with the base of the skirting fitted carefully into the corner where the floor meets the wall. When fitting the skirting to the pencil or chalk line on the wall, it should be so fitted that the chalk line just disappears under the skirting, leaving you a clean wall with no marks. When so fitted, the foot of the skirting will overlap the sheeting, and the foot of the skirting would then be rubbed carefully into place and pushed into the corner with a bolster which is clean and smooth to avoid any damage to the skirting. You would then set your seam scriber and scribe the foot of the skirting using the floor sheeting as a baseline, which when cut or trimmed will give you a tight butt against the flooring, giving you a perfect joint to be grooved or welded as per our instructions. The absolute maximum width that the gap should be would be a tight fit for a standard business card.